Friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we will be talking about the disturbing incidents which happened during last few days, particularly on the occasion of Ram Navami. Ram Navami is a festival of love which is celebrated with joy all over the country by Hindu community. But this year we saw a very disturbing trend, and that multiple acts of violence took place. The first major thing which disturbed us was the violence in JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University. We all know that JNU has been defamed on deliberate purpose. This is one of the best universities in the country, one of the very famous university in the world from Indian side, and in that on the day of Ram Navami in Kaveri Hostel, ABVP organized Ram Navami Puja. Now before the puja, in the same hostel, a vendor came with chicken, and because it was a Sunday, and every Sunday there is a treat for students in the hostel, so they brought chicken as a special dish for Sunday. Now when this vendor came, ABVP ABVP activists objected to it, and there was a fracas between the vendor and the BJP ABVP supporters, because of which the violence ensued and many students were injured. Now ABVP claims that it was the ISA union which instigated the violence by opposing Ram Navami Puja, while ISA is very clear about it that the violence was instigated by ABVP on purpose. Now today, after the next day, ISA is planning to go to to protest and to demand the prosecution of those ABVP members who were involved in the violence against students. Now this is one which was very disturbing. Second incident which occurred was in Madhya Pradesh, in Khargone. In Khargone, there was a procession, Ram Navami procession. People were giving anti-Muslim slogans. Songs were being sung on the loudspeaker. And when they approached a masjid, they tried to climb up and hoist the saffron flag there. After this, the violence ensued. The claim is that there was stone throwing on the procession. Now, in response to this, the Chief Minister of MP, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who is lately getting the reputation of bulldozer mama, he ordered the demolition of 55 shops and households, primarily that of Muslims. Their idea is that the stones were thrown by the Muslims, and so their households were destroyed. Now it's a funny thing. Now first, if there is a stone throwing, question is, it has to be investigated. Those who have really thrown the stones need to be punished, and on this ground a inquiry, judicial intervention is a must. Law is there in our country, and legally the actions should be taken. Such arbitrary actions or demolishing the houses from where the stones come, this is not a sign of democracy. This is a sign which is very alarming for our country. Now at the same time, one understands that Kapil Mishra, who in Delhi had given the provocative slogans after which the Delhi violence had started, he was also there in Khargone. So was it a coincidence, or was it a planned thing? Needs to be further investigated, but for that we need to understand the whole mechanism. Now on the same day of Ram Navami, there are many other incidents. One incident was in Gujarat, in Anand, in one of the village. A rally was brought out as usual with saffron scarves and slogan shouting. Some violence was instigated, and after that violence, one innocent person died, which is a matter of very deep pain for all of us. Similarly, we see in Goa, in Islampur, Goa in Islampur, Hindu people led by the Communal organization tried to enter the mosque. Similarly, in Siliguri in West Bengal, anti-Muslim songs were played by the procession, and most of these processions which came out all over the country, the pretext was given that there was a stone throwing on these processions. Now it is very much doubtful as to how the stone throwing took place. If stone throwing has taken place, it must be combated, it must be condemned, and stone throwers must be punished. But one needs to investigate the things properly rather than taking a blind action the way MP Chief Minister has done. Similarly, we see in Hyderabad a procession was taken out in which one BJP MLA gave the slogan that person who doesn't take the name of Ram has no right to live in India, which again is totally unwarranted and very provocative, to say the least. In Hyderabad, after Hyderabad, we also see that in Bihar, Muzaffarnagar, there was a procession carrying arms and having saffron scarves, and outside the mosque they gave very provocative slogans. These type of things which took place all over the country, from Anand in Gujarat to Jharkhand to West Bengal to Hyderabad to Goa, this, whether they are spontaneous, whether the Ram Navami celebration is taking its shape, changing its shape, whether Ram Navami celebration is changing its shape, and the processions are taken out with arms and saffron scarves, giving the loud slogans. This, I think, is not coincidental, and this again follows upon what we have seen earlier. Now, this is something which we need to introspect. Do we want such a society where the religious festivals, which should increase our bondings of love, should be used to intimidate the minorities? This is something which is totally against the principles of Indian democracy. Now, such incidents which have taken place on the back of what things we discussed in the last video about Muslim traders not being allowed near the temples, they being banned from the Hindu fairs, and demand that halal meat, loudspeakers in the mosque, all this which has taken place needs to be rethought. And in this, while I am talking so many pessimistic things which are very disturbing, I will like to show two great rays of hope which also happened recently. One happened recently, and one is a standing phenomenon from last many decades. What is the recent phenomenon? In Rajasthan, Karauli, when the violence was taking place and many Muslim shops were being burnt, out of fear they ran away, and in one of the areas, one Hindu woman, Madhulika Rajput, she gave shelter to around 15 to 20 Muslim traders, and she stood on the way for the procession, and they told them that they cannot enter the place where people are hiding. Of course, she denied that there are any people which are hiding, and she said that you have no business to come to this area. One should salute Madhulika Rajput for her brave act, for humane act, and this is what I think is the spirit of India. This needs to be strengthened and upheld. The second thing, which is a standing phenomenon, not many know, but on Facebook, one friend posted about a mosque in Bhopal. Now, as the ABVP types are coming up with the thing that Muslim traders should be barred from Hindu temples and Hindu fairs, I read about this mosque with great amount of appreciation and relief. Now, this Tajul Mosque in Bhopal is probably the biggest mosque in India. It is the Jama Mosque of Bhopal. What is the speciality of that? Now, on ground floor, there are close to 1,000 shops, and on first floors Muslims assemble to give azan and to do their prayers. Now these so many shops which are there on the ground floor, most of them are run by non-Muslims. 99% shops are run by Hindus or Jains or other traders who are not Hindus. And it's a very lovely sight when in the morning the traders begin their business with Aarti, lighting of the lamp. Again they do the same thing in the evening. They generally light the lamp in the evening and again say the prayers, and in the same building where Muslims are doing their prayers. Now this is what India should be. This is what India has been, and this is what we need to preserve over a period of time, away from what late phenomenon are taking place of violence, of aggressive slogans, of taking out processions with swords, taking out processions with loudspeakers, in the processions giving anti-minority slogans. This is not our country. Our country is a country of Sufi saints, of Bhakti saints. It is a country of Maulana Azad. It is a country of Mahatma Gandhi. All of them told us to respect each other's religion and traditions and to live in harmony and peace. I hope we realize the path being taken by some of the people in aggressive way is something totally undesirable. We should give it up and try to come to those traditions which do our bonding in a strong way, and that is the way, that is the only way we can progress in our country. Thank you friends. If you have liked this video, please like it, forward it, and do subscribe to our channel. Do look forward to your responses. Thank you very much.